Get your day started right. From our shack to yours, this is Coffee and Ham Radios. We are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are we live? I feel live.
Are we live?
I'm live.
I believe we are live. It says live.
I don't know.
Good morning, gentlemen.
There's some naked guy on my thing. I don't know.
Ladies
There
and
we are.
gentlemen, we are live.
Oh, somebody got his soundboard
So we
fixed.
must
right.
be live. We must be live.
about time.
Andy's
Oh,
gonna love you, man.
I'm gonna dance just for that, man. Okay. I'm done. I was overcome for a second, but I was verklempt.
So here's the thing. Like, I've been trying to get that thing working forever. And I was in a work meeting. Hey, Gary. And I was listening to little Iron Maiden in the background. And somebody's like, what is that music? And I was like, you can hear that? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, hot damn, the soundboard's working again. So there we go.
He needs some milk.
It's all back.
He's back. Morning, Craig. How are you? Plasma. Okay. What's up, Charles? How are you? What are you doing?
Typing. What are you doing? I'm getting ready. You know what? My wife's birthday was yesterday. We're having a big get together today at this. She likes wine, and we're going to this. It's called the Old Sugar Mill up in Sacramento.
The sugar.
If you're around there, come see me and say hello. But now there's like a bunch of wineries and stuff in there. It's a pretty cool place. Big area for the kids to go out and play and everything, you know. So we're trying to run some energy out of those guys.
California. I was out there a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. You would have been riding an engine.
Far away.
E5
and-
YVY is trolling me here.
I was at Castle. I was temporary at Castle, and Merced is just that area. That whole area is just gorgeous.
Yeah, Merced's a little more east.
Northeast of you.
Kind of southeast. Well, kind of almost exactly east, maybe a little south from me.
Yeah, we
Sacramento's
flew into
north.
San Francisco and then drove up to Castle.
There's a lot of wineries out there now. I mean, everything and all the fields and stuff I used to see as a kid going like up to Lake Berryessa and stuff. Now it's all grapes everywhere.
What is Joe Brett doing? Why is he trolling you?
Joe Brett.
He's just trying
Joe
to
Brett.
be funny.
Oh, he is. There we go. K5 YVY. We see you, brother.
He was trying to mess with me the other day. Well, I mean,
You ain't got no audio.
It might have been Liberty Cave, but it was me or Liberty Cave. He's like saying, well, you should have watched my show last night, and I would have told you that. I'm like, dude, I was up doing soda.
Whenever you post a video, I go and I take the thumbnail and I edit them. I fixed your thumbnail for you.
I did not go to Cali in a Galaxy. I went in a L1011 commercial.
L1011.
Yeah.
Joe Brett,
the
if your
80s.
face is clean and you're wearing a shirt, we'll send you a link and get you on here.
Right, and get you on here.
I know he blew us off last time.
Hey,
Well, I don't
somebody
have,
get
I don't
him
have
on.
no shirt. The laundry's not done.
He's
yet.
probably eating his eggs, but you're welcome to come on.
I mean, I thought, I live in the country. I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I would have thought Joe Brett,
5:30.
5:30,
Shoot.
4:30.
I was up at 3:30, 3:45 this morning.
Okay,
with
you're
the dog.
crazy. That's crazy. Well, that's my wife's job. I
And that's
pretend
way
that
earlier.
I pretend that I don't hear the dog,
That
and
don't work.
she does, and then I go right back to sleep, and it works out perfectly.
That doesn't
every
work
day.
here, man. That doesn't work here. Hey, listen to this. You hear anything?
Your bones creaking?
New chair, no more squeak, man. That thing was so bad. My wife hated that chair. She goes, "You need a new chair."
My wife hates this chair, and T.O. called me out on my chair, so I did not
Look at
get a
this
new
thing.
chair.
Look at this thing.
I
What
got
did he
a,
say?
I got a $16 cover to put over my chair because my chair's still very comfortable.
A cover was not going to fix mine,
Oh,
and I could not figure out what was making it squeak. It was
that looks
and it was-
fancy because that's got like ventilation on it. Mine is.
This
an
is it's
executive
all
style.
mesh. It's all mesh. Hopefully, it's going to get a little more comfortable as we go. I don't know.
That
It's a
mesh
little-
is to cool everything, keep your.
Yeah,
everything
you
cool.
know what? And it is nice and cool. It's been hot.
Let the
here.
air come through your
Circular.
crevices.
That's right. Keep the ham bits nice and aerated.
Liberty says I was a bozo. He's talking about the bozo net. Oh man, I got a video coming out. You guys, everybody's like, "Oh, there's no 2 meter at my house." Blah blah blah. I got a video I was up at 6,400 feet with my 5-element 2-meter Yagi that I did the build on. And I was like owning the Northern California. Let me tell you.
Well, see, that's things we got to get a footprint of where T.O. lives, because he's like, I am a victim of a hate crime and I don't have any. He's like, there's.
Now, I saw something I was looking at this morning or last night. The sporadic E is really starting to kick up too. And it was funny because it's all around not sporadic E, tropospheric the ducting. And it was funny because here's Montgomery, and here's all the ducks going from Florida up into Georgia, North Carolina, Mississippi, up through Tennessee, into Illinois and Kentucky. And here's Montgomery, and there's no ducks. We got no ducks, 0 ducks in Montgomery. We're duck free.
What?
On this map I saw. It's like, what is that?
I was just sending Liberty a little message there. I go, him and I, because he was going to do a 2-meter contest one day, and he asked me about peaks. Well, I found a peak now that's probably perfect to get me into Oregon. I may have to take a little bigger
mountain
antenna.
out there.
Oh yeah, it's
You don't want to say the name of it because somebody else will go up there and get a video real quick.
I don't want to give this thing out because I
It'd
may
get
have
crowded.
to do some. I might do a rover thing one of these days. That 2-meter, the UHF VHF roving thing. Take my 6-meter, take my 2-meter, take my I have my 70 centimeter. But unfortunately, it's one of those sites where there's cell towers, and 70 is not good at anywhere near those things. In fact, the guy that helped me test my little antenna told me that he has a hard time knocking it out with his ICOM. I forget, he had 2 different ICOMs, and one of them would knock the noise out, the other one wouldn't for some reason. He's not.
So there's no way a Yaesu will do any better.
Oh, mine did fine.
Oh, here we go.
I was
Here we go.
It was just spikes
I had
everywhere,
to.
though. It was spikes. No, he was just saying he had 2 different ICOMs. So they were older ones, because you don't get a whole lot of 2-meter sideband stuff or 70 centimeter sideband stuff, and he had some of the older
SKT,
ones.
look at you, SKT. Mm-hmm.
Well, see, you got to put a lot of filtering and stuff like that. Like the donkey, he has
need a
that
band
big
pass, that's
canister
right.
that he takes up there with him. Looks like a scuba tank that has like a bunch of filtering on there, and he runs his squelch wide open.
Oh, Derek?
Yeah.
Yeah. I talked to Derek on that evening also. He was booming as usual. He had I think he set up his 10 element at his house because I talked to him on the way up. He was doing a video. In fact, that should be funny because he was up at the Pickle. And if you don't know what the Pickle is, you need to watch his videos and look at the guys that are tagging the building, and that's why he calls it the Pickle. And I told him his pickle was standing strong.
I don't know.
Yeah, he got in fact, he couldn't come back to me right away. He had a snicker,
Yeah, he's a funny guy. When you watch his stuff, I'm always cracking up.
But it's weird because when I put this video out, sideband 2-meter sometimes will give you this. He sounds all scratchy, right? He goes, "Well, you sound perfect." I'm like, "Yeah, and I've had this before when it just doesn't sound right, even though he was probably one of the loudest guys during that part of we were on 146-200. They call it was that Saturday night? Yeah, they do 2-meter sideband night on Saturday nights up there. So I was getting a couple 100 miles easy.
Couple
You
of
see
guys
the comment
chatter.
from Don?
Do what now?
The comment from Don hating on ICOM.
I just was letting that roll by.
He says they charge a ton of money for a radio without real APRS, and then tries to tell you what they do is better. I actually agree, 100%.
Yeah, what is that APRS? That's a cool ass.
I was going to make fun of Hand Bandit for his ducting. He got from Kentucky, which is here, to Indiana, which is right here. So, I mean, I need specifics. Like, did you get to Terre Haute or Indianapolis or something? Or like you were in Cincinnati and got across the state line to Indiana? I mean, I just need to know.
Where's that at? Like I said, I got to get. He doesn't say. But what band? Guys, we're talking 2-meter. Maybe.
Well, he's talking about ducting. He's got to be talking 2-meter.
Yeah, 2-meter. And then Adam said he got from Middle Tennessee yesterday to Wisconsin on ducting. So I thought that's pretty awesome. And Hand Bandit may have made a great one, but I mean, Tennessee to Kentucky, we need details because that could be like right across the highway.
I mean, I can go farther in California than you guys sometimes in multiple states.
Okay, there we go. 2 meter to 150 miles.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I do that a lot, especially. Well, tell you the truth, I was listening to the Boson Net that night also, which is what
you're talking 2 meter single sideband,
right.
so that's a little different. He's probably talking 2 meter FM.
FM. Yeah.
Oh, I could have done FM too.
Okay. All right.
I'm using 5 elements, dude.
Not only
Oh,
Yaesu.
yeah, 50 watts, baby. So when the Boson Net was going on, the guy that runs his mic from M Squared Antennas, he's talking to LA. I can hear the guys in LA. I can't really make out what they're saying, but I could hear them. And I don't know if I was even pointed at the guy that was talking. And they weren't pointed towards me. They were pointed towards Fresno, which would have been way east of me, actually. So the possibility, we may have to see if we can get Liberty and K6ARK, all of us on a peak in one day, and see if we can, if nothing else, I can relay to both.
I couldn't remember a good website for the ducting stuff.
And Joe Brett's right. He's correct.
Joe Brett will know the website. But see, I want to get back to what Don was saying with the real APRS and then the DPRS, I think is what ICOM calls it.
Yeah,
and if I'm
that's
wrong,
what ICOM
somebody
calls it.
to call me a moron in the chat.
I think you're right.
But the thing is that there was another guy doing videos, and he was saying it was for digital packet, whatever. And I was like, no, it's not. It's for D-Star packet, because APRS is already digital. So,
Right.
you know, and the thing is that, but it's digital on digital when you do it on D-Star. You know, it's how the conversation goes. For me, like, I think it's cool that ICOM innovates, right? So I'm going to get that out of the way, but I have got zero use for DPRS. Now, maybe it gets its way to the internet. What is that called? APRS.fi. Is that the
Yeah.
Maybe it makes its way there eventually. I don't know. But if I'm going to go hiking, or if I'm going to go 4-wheeling or something like that, and I want to rely on, yeah, there it is. Joe Brett posted the ducting site. And I'm going to need APRS for safety's sake. I'm not going to hope that some dude's walking around with a ICOM tuned to DPRS to save my ass, right? Like I want to be able to use the infrastructure that's already. It's just so stupid to
you just
even
cut your
think
chances. You just cut your chances in 3 by 3,
probably
right?
cut them into more than that.
Oh, yeah. A whole lot less.
Don, you're totally right.
I gotta have Ape show me how to. I want to run the 2980 with APRS, so I'm gonna have to do, because it doesn't have it. So I'm gonna have to do something fancy.
Let's do a project on that, because you have to build an interface cable, and I've been wanting to do it anyway. So.
And tell you the truth, 80, 90 watts have way more chance of actually getting out, right?
Yeah.
That's why I bought that FTD 3D 3A or whatever it is, the little handheld, 5 watts.
FTD 3D.
What's the chances I'm going to actually hit one of those things out in the middle of nowhere? I don't know. You know,
You might. You might. I've got APRS Droid, and I did a video setup with a Baofeng, and I've used that before, and you can use that with mobile radios. And then MFJ sent me a TNC that snaps on top of a Raspberry Pi, and I got that working, but you need a computer to run that. But if APRS is really important for you, there's lots of radios that are like, oh, we do APRS, or we do APRS over DMR. And it's just fakery. There's 2 HTs that do APRS well. It's 3 of them. It's the FTD3, the FTD5, and then that Kenwood that is no longer the D74.
The D74.
Other than that, you're not really doing APRS. Good luck to you.
there was 2 Kenwoods, wasn't there? There's the newer one
72,
and the older one.
The 72.
And then I heard the older one was actually better than the newer one for APRS.
Don't some of the DMR HTs do APRS?
No, none of them do it well.
Really? Okay.
A lot of them were doing just beacon APRS, and then some of them will get a signal back. But the ability to be able to use the data that you're sending back and forth, and the customized data, and send real-time texting, it's not there.
Gotcha. It's not my jam.
So guys, this is all tying into HTs, because we are talking about HTs here.
Yeah, and I want to get into that, but here's the Tropo map. This is the one I saw yesterday or this morning.
Yeah, somebody told me, one of the guys that he watched my Moxon, my 6-meter Moxon one.
There we go. If you had Moxon,
There we go.
No, actually, no. It was my 6-meter hex. It was Moxon or hex beam. I forget which one, but he was telling me, "Oh, you should be doing good," because he looked at this and he goes, and I guess my area was really good the other day, but I was just too busy doing other things to even turn it on. But I should have turned it on at least.
And this changes a lot. This can change during the day.
Yeah, if you see
yesterday-
red, that's really good.
Yeah. See, yesterday when this thing was, what I was looking at yesterday was there was a lot of ducting over here from Florida all the way up into East Tennessee and North Carolina, South Carolina, and stuff over here on this side of me, and some across the bottom. And this was like a little circle of sadness right here. You know, and I don't know how accurate this is. I mean, it's like the forecast for where it's going to rain. It'll be close.
Is this sporadic E or is this tropo?
This is Tropo. This is supposed to be Tropo, if Joe Brett didn't steer me wrong.
I don't know. I'm not buying it.
Well,
I
let's
thought
see.
tropospheric ducting was something that ran east to west or west to east, and went greater distances. But what do I know? Oh, there you go. Tropospheric ducting forecast. I was wrong.
Well, that's a different website than the one Jay Bizzle showed us.
Well, let's take a look and see what that says.
Here's the Hepburn Tropo Index, and so I don't know if that's next Saturday or today Saturday. Does that tell you something more?
So Ham Bandit's saying it works. I'm assuming he's talking about me hating on the Anytone APRS. And so years ago, before the Anytone craze went, I bought this BTEC DMR 6X2, which is a rebanded Any2 868. And I was saying how great these are. And everybody else was still saying, no, you got to get the Radio Oddity or the TYT 380. And I was like, this is going to do APRS. And it does do very, very limited APRS. But the thing is that with APRS, you can do tons of stuff. And in the gamut of what you can do with APRS, the Anytone radios don't cover it. So while not telling I love the Anytone radios, and I say, if you're going to get a DMR radio, they're the ones to get. There's no question about it. But if you're going to do APRS and you're going to need APRS for real stuff, don't buy that radio thinking it's going to be a good APRS radio.
So I was just checking out 361 miles from where I was to LA hearing those guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
And those guys
All
were
right.
just at their houses. It wasn't like they were up on a peak or anything. I was, but
So we have a awesome lineup of HT pictures to share today and talk about HTs, what we're looking for in an HT, what y'all are looking for in an HT, what turns your crank, what you hate. Obviously, APRS is an issue. You know, and people ask me about it, and I have no personal use for APRS at all. So when people ask me, does that do APRS? I don't know.
Well, again, the
nothing.
manufacturers will lie and be like, it does APRS, but there's APRS is a lot. And if it's a little teeny sliver of APRS, they're not exactly they're not exactly being honest there.
I know most of the guys I've been out with on like sodas and stuff, they're using the little Yaesus for the APRS handhelds.
Yeah, like the V6, I think is a really good one for it.
I know Javi uses his, he's got the old Kenwood, which he does pretty good with too.
That's not what I wanted.
Liberty Cave saying we hate no SSB and HTs. And it would be nice if you could get single sideband in there. But the challenge is that the HTs are built to do FM modulation. In order to do single sideband modulation, you need another set of circuitry in there because it's really the upper sideband of an FM signal minus the carrier, right? So it can't leverage that. So like you see some people be like, oh, I'm going to hack it. I'm going to hack it to do SSB. You know, you
Rock on with that, son.
Right? No, you ain't.
I would actually rather see mobiles that had sideband in it.
Sure.
Give me 50 watts, 60 watts. The one of my Forerunners got 60 watts. It's that little.
Look who's
front
in the
spreader.
chat stirring things up with his
I've never
question.
even heard of the HG UV98.
What is that, Morton? You need to give us some 411 on that, brother.
You got to get us a link, son.
UV98.
Let's pull up
the
some of the.
UV98? You never heard
You
of that?
want me to find that? Let me. Well, you got
So-
the power. You be googling too, there.
But no. What I'm saying is, what we did is we on the Toads we posted for people to show pictures of their HTs. So we
Oh, you
just
want me to
showed-
show? Yeah, let me bring those up.
So we could take a look through and see what folks out there are buying and talk about them. And the thing is that most people have a bunch of HTs because no one HT can do all of it, right? And so that's Ben, right? Didn't Ben do that video?
Yeah, this is Ben. So I have the name up here in the corner and the call if they gave me one. So this is that the 878? That's the 6X2, whatever that is, right? Same
That's
radio?
the Anytone, so that's probably the 878.
878.
The 878 Pro Plus, the Pro 3 Plus. I don't know which one it is, but
Okay.
fantastic radio.
Oh yeah.
And that looks like the new signal stick that he's got on there.
He dropped the chat thing there.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that is a signal stick.
I can't turn it off, Chuck. He's got you covering your face.
Oh,
I don't care about my face. It's covered some of the pictures.
we don't either.
Hey, whose is that?
There you go. More
Is it
Chuck.
yours, Chuck?
Let's comment more Chuck. There we go. So this is whose is this?
It's an 82.
That's a tri-bander that I was given. That was given to me to test out by. What did he change his name to here?
Ooh, that mouse is sensitive.
Look at you go.
So that looks
Star Dancer. What is this new? What is this new?
that looks like a quasi-professional Fang. That's very nice looking.
That's a UV82 tri-bander.
Yeah, it's. I think that was I don't know. It's a pretty nice little radio. That's his favorite one.
So is it the same Chinese lady voice?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Power
on.
on.
Oh, yeah.
I hope
Power
she's getting.
on.
I hope she's getting a lot of
she's
cash
in a-
out of that. She's
Yeah,
in a
she's
million.
in a lot of radios.
Yeah. Her and the Siri lady.
That's
So-
from Todd. That was from Todd. Gave that to me.
So
Digital Dreamer, as he's known these days.
Digital
right?
Dreamer. That's his new one. Yeah.
is that a 5R? What model is that? Do you know?
This was supposed to be a 10 or something. It was totally mislabeled again.
Okay.
Nice, but a nice little radio. That radio actually has the you can charge it USB. But, when you could actually hook it to one of those phone chargers and just your battery lasts forever. But
What is that next to it? So this is a SMA female antenna.
That's my
jack.
hat. Oh,
You talking about this?
Yeah, so it has SMA female antenna. Oh, I thought that might have been an adapter, but that looks like a screw or
that's a
something.
screw and a nut for something. I don't know. There's no telling what's on my desk, man. I'm
These
always
nuts
building
and a
something.
loose screw.
Always building something, my friend.
Now this is the one supposed to be waterproof, right? Is that one waterproof?
It says
the
professional.
6R?
I don't remember that it is. I think it might be like IP6 or something, maybe. I call it
Well, it's
water
professional.
resistant. This is I've got two of these. These are actually decent radios. I got no complaints about these things. They were about $30, I think. And I put them on the spectrum analyzer. The signal coming out of this thing is beautiful. Nothing wrong with it.
Clean
Very
shipping.
clean.
If shipping wasn't so bad, I'd send you that orange one and see how it looks on the. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, maybe I can do that now.
Send it. Don't you have a tiny SA?
I do now. Yes, I need.
Or
to
you have a
learn how to
nano
use it.
VNA? You have a nano.
A nano, whatever, the one that Ape sent me.
Yes, a nano. Don's saying that the Baofeng S9 and 10R are USB rechargeable. Yeah, it's awesome that you're starting to see more and more of that.
Yeah, that's something that should have happened a long time ago.
Well, hopefully that's going to bring it into like the Yaesu Icoms and Kenwoods, right?
Yeah.
They need to
I
get
think
on
part of
board.
that, though, and I don't understand this, there's probably an engineering decision here, but a lot of these batteries are like 7.4 volts. So you'd have to put a buck converter in there to charge it off a USB, unless you're using USB-C. Well, no,
Yeah, and then none
because
of
it's
them are
still
using
5
USB-C.
volts. It's just got higher power. Yeah. So this is a 6X2. This is the same as that Anytone. This is a great radio. It's about $200 on Amazon, and it comes with a desk charger, a couple batteries, I think, an FBI earpiece, blah, blah, blah.
Isn't that your favorite radio, Ape?
Yes, I got mine right
Yes. This is my favorite DMR radio. This thing's great.
here. Yeah, love them. They're great.
If I ever buy a DMR radio, that's probably the one I'll buy.
Well, I got to tell
highly-
you, it's a good
highly recommend
HT.
it.
In general, it's super easy to program. The one thing about it that I don't like is that it's a direct conversion receiver, not super heterodyne like you get on the Yaesus. That's the only drawback on it.
I hate it because of that.
Don's saying Elenco makes clones of that. So the BTEC, the Elenco, they're all made by Anytone.
Right.
And so when you open these babies up, the board on them says Anytone. That when you do factory resets, the firmware comes up as Anytone. They're all Anytones.
Joe Brett likes the screen. That is, it is, dude. That color on there doesn't give it justice, but it is a gorgeous screen. It's really easy to see and a pretty screen. This is the FT5D. This is a snazzy little radio. I haven't figured out half the stuff on it yet. It's got built-in GPS. It has the official APE-approved APRS functionality.
Well, I love these. But the one thing is that I do want more buttons. Like I like a lot of buttons on the front of an HT, and this only has a few buttons.
I thought you ICOM guys were into touchscreens.
I don't have any ICOM HTs, and this I don't. Is this a touchscreen?
Yes, it is a touchscreen.
I don't know how to get my fat fingers in there to touch all that stuff, but
I can't remember. Actually, I've got.
Liberty's dead on. HTs that can't be used with chirp is a huge pain in the butt.
It is, but I'm also kind of a tool for RT Systems software.
Yeah, RT Systems is super
for
easy.
HTs.
Yeah, but the thing is that's a pain in the butt. They have great software, but if you have 1 or 2 HTs, I get it. But if you have 10 HTs, then you have $500 invested in software.
Yes, you do. Ask me how I know. I think one thing, and I don't know about the FT3. I had a 70, and I think Morton has a 70 because it's in one of these pictures. One thing they finally did on these is this is a volume ring up here, and then that changes your memory channels. On the 70, you had to press one button and turn the knob to change the volume. That was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, the 70s like that. It is a pain in the butt because when you talk, sometimes one dude's super loud and everybody else is super quiet.
Mr. I don't know how to set my modulation is blowing your doors off.
Or when people get up, you know what I mean?
That's right.
What are you talking about? Hey, is that 878? Is that the same thing as that 6x2?
I think it's the same radio.
Yeah, it is.
It looks identical.
There's a couple differences in the software, and then the Anytones now have a couple of different hardware differences. Like the 6X2 has a receive and forward repeater in it, and then the Anytone doesn't. It has Bluetooth. So you have to take a look at them and see. When I bought this, they were exactly the same as this. The 868, the 878 wasn't out yet. They were the exact same. This one was $30 cheaper, and it came with an extra battery.
The BTEC, yeah.
Yes.
And it's got great battery life. It's awesome. It doesn't have Bluetooth.
It's got some of the best battery life of any HT I've got.
Yeah, it stays up for a while.
Thank you, Les. Appreciate the coffee.
Thanks, Les.
So this is a D74. This is out of production. I got this from somebody who was selling it. This is a great radio. This thing actually does sideband and FM and AM, I believe, as well.
I think receive only, though, right?
It might be. I haven't fooled with it, Chuck.
I think it's only receive.
It's an awesome radio, and I'll tell you what. Now the learning curve on this thing is steep.
Look at all the words on the buttons.
It's a lot of words, and I have to wear my splaining glasses to read it. Right, exactly.
Well, Don's saying he saw somebody. Josh saw one at the Hamvention's going. Yeah, Hamvention's going on right now. For those who don't know,
right?
Josh saw one at Hamvention for $750, and they'll get it. People who are really into APRS love these Kenwoods, and these have a built-in TNC in them as well.
Mm-hmm.
But they're people who there's this thing that they do out on the East Coast, and they call it the golden packet. And I'm probably going to get some of this wrong, but what they try to do is at one end of the Appalachian Trail have somebody use APRS to send a packet that gets forwarded the entire length of the Appalachian Trail. And they want to just get that same packet passed, and they all go out on there and they use these Kenwoods. They're crazed about them.
I've always heard this is like one of the best for APRS for handy talking, but I've also heard that it's one of the most delicate radios out there too. I don't know if that's true or not.
I've heard that. I don't know. I don't carry it around on my hip. But
And you don't go hiking with it, so
no, son, I don't go hiking. Period. It doesn't.
that's
I
from
don't go
guys that do
hiking with
sodas.
this. I don't go hiking with any of this.
I
This
don't
does
know
not
what's
hike.
I don't know what's delicate about it though. That's what it looks like a regular array to me.
I mean, I don't know. You know, if you drop any of them on concrete, it's going to have a non-positive outcome. So,
Well, the people just love to come up with something that they can say. You know what I mean? And just be. With the other ones, be like, you can't read that in direct
is this
sunlight.
the older? Is this the older or newer model?
I don't know.
The TH-74 was the last one. The 72 was the one. People like the 72 because it had full frontal duplex.
Full
That's
duplex.
What it was. That's what it
Well,
was.
that's what Sean was saying last week when he was on the 72. 72 is full frontal duplex. It's your satellite gold standard radio.
Right.
And I remember when we talked about that on that show, but it's like that's not a feature in a lot of HTs, and I don't know why, but it's not.
Well, it's too bad that Kenwood's kind of, I don't know, but I don't know what they're doing. They're kind of.
I don't think Kenwood knows what they're doing. I'll be honest with you. I got this for $450. I had looked at these before in Gigaparts used, and they were running $550. And somebody in, I think Josh's Discord posted that he was selling this, and I said, "Hey, what do you want for it?" And he said, "I don't know." And at the time, Gigaparts, like within the week before, I had been on Gigaparts, and they were $550. And I told him, "I'll give you $450." And he's like, "Yep, sold." Okay,
Wow.
so we
What
do
a
the
deal.
deal. We do the deal, and not a day or two later, these things are north of $600 or $700 used on Gigaparts. I'm like, holy! So I got a great deal. I feel bad.
I almost
Not bad
pulled the
enough to
trigger on
find the
one.
guy and send it back to him, but
I almost pulled the trigger on one day. It
Don's
was like
saying that the
new.
8H is full duplex, and wasn't Sean saying that the 8H is duplex? It's not full frontal duplex.
I don't know.
I don't know. I will. I'll have to look that up and see. Don probably knows. And there's somewhere, and I haven't found it because I haven't looked for it since we had Sean on. There's a site I saw that listed, and it said any of these radios are full duplex. And what that means is you're transmitting
Like I
on
still
the
have that
uplink
list up.
frequency to the satellite, and you can hear yourself coming out of the other VFO on. So if it's a UHF uplink, you're keyed up talking UHF up to the bird, and you're hearing yourself simultaneously coming out of the second VFO on VHF. That's full duplex. And if it don't do that, then it ain't full duplex. It may have double receive, but that is not full duplex.
Yeah, because UV5R has double receive, right?
Yeah, tons of radios have dual receive, absolutely, but they don't have.
But
if you're
you only hear
transmitting the
one
other
side
one,
at once.
yeah. If you're transmitting on VFOA, ain't nothing coming out of VFOB. Period.
Bandit says he dented his Kenwood. Looks like.
Okay, so let's see. Let's go further.
So that one's yours, huh?
Yes, sir.
Here we go with these
What is that?
1970s radios.
This is a EF Johnson 5100. This is a P25 radio.
That's your Johnson.
That's my Johnson. That's the one you're going to see on this stream. The one's from my wife. This is a
Whoa, too much
P20.
information.
You went there, man. This is a P25. She's got her own Johnson. I'm just saying.
I was reading the label on it. Dang.
Well, when I went to, at some of the bigger Hamfests, they always got some prepper guy selling these things, that are like super old and all banged up.
This is probably early 2000s. This might be about 20 years old.
It actually looks like it's in pretty good condition compared to some of the other ones I've seen.
It's in great condition.
EF Johnson hasn't been in business for a long time, right?
Yeah, they got sold. They got sold to Harris, Maycom. There was like this chain of radio companies buying each other.
Right.
I think at the end of the day, they're all owned by Motorola now. I'm not sure.
And so that's just P25, or does it do?
This is FM and P25.
Nice.
And it will do P25 base 2 trunking as well. And I think this is UHF. So obviously it does 2 meter, 440, whichever.
What does something like that set somebody back?
$150, $200.
That's not too bad to get in that to P25, right?
That's why I got it, because I wanted to mess with P25. this thing, and you can't tell from the picture, this thing is a tank. If you have a nail you need to drive, you could use this for it.
Hey,
This thing is built.
I just want to do a quick shout out. Coastal Waves and Wires is in the chat, and he's got a really good YouTube channel, and he does operating from the beach in Virginia, in Virginia Beach area. He is going to be on the show on 6/5. So go check out his channel, and you'll hear all about him from him on 6/5.
I lived in Virginia Beach as a young lad.
As a young lad?
Yeah. I was like first grade.
So the next one, I think I have 6 or 7 of them in here. This is a Motorola XTS 3000. Oops.
See, that looks like it's got the same knob as the Johnson.
They're cousins. This is another P25. This is a 2 meter and
cousins.
P25.
What does something like that set you back?
200.
But you need to have special software to program these things, right?
So, yeah. So both of these two radios, you need to have a contact or a way to find the programming software. This I found on the internet somewhere. I hate this mouse. There's a groups.io that has support for all this stuff. And then the Moto one, first of all, the only software that it'll work with runs under XP. Not 7, not 10, not 11, XP. That's right, Lionel. I hammer nails with my Johnson, man. I'm saying.
How do you get the XP emulator? What are you doing?
You bought a computer on eBay that already has XP on it and works fine.
Oh wow! Well, that sounds like it's a virus and worm and all the Trojan malware.
I'm an info security professional, man. It's no big deal. But
you can handle it, huh?
That's right. So the software also will only work with a real serial port. I loaded this up in a VM on my Mac, and it wasn't happening. I mean, I loaded an XP VM, but it didn't and the VM saw the USB serial adapter just fine. The software wouldn't have it.
UART and to roll your own port, it doesn't work.
I couldn't get it to work. And I found a working XP computer for next to nothing, so it was just as easy. This is not a ham radio, but I thought it was interesting. This is a marine radio, so it's VHF. This also floats and is waterproof. So I keep this stays on my boat usually.
You say it's a floater?
She's a floater. And so this has the marine channels on it, and it's channelized for those marine channels. And channel 9, channel 16 are the emergency channels for marine radios. And there's any number of these. This also, and you can't see it in this picture, has a light on the back that'll start flashing if it detects that it's damp or something, like it's in the water and I'm floating with my radio.
Oh, gotcha.
So Uber Geek, Side Boom Worldwide, he's saying that he got his 3000s to program in Windows 7 over USB, but it has to be 32-bit.
Okay. And see, he's my Motorola contact. He's got a lot of knowledge on these sketchy old Motorola's.
He sure does.
We got his collection in here somewhere.
This guy's got a whole bunch of these round tip antennas over there.
Oh, yeah.
So this is KF0CQX MCT Scott.
Yep, sure is.
And
he's got the 6100 flexing in the background there.
Yeah.
7100.
That's a 7100.
Some LDG tuners there. Two motos up in the front. Loud and proud. A-loons.
And I don't know what those motos are. I can't quite read that.
He's got a stack of motos there.
Side Boom, what are those motos?
They're all there. He's got two in the back, 2 in the middle.
Yeah, bunch of them.
What is this thing over here with the 2 red buttons on it? Is that a SARC? It looks. It's the Hack RF1 port of Pack H2.
Yeah,
I think that might be the clone, the Hack RF. I'm not judging, but I think that's the clone.
So that's quite a collection.
Yeah,
Here's another shot of his radios. Same guy. KF0CQX.
That looks like that's the Retevis DMR. I'm not saying it is below the 7100, but I think that's one of those older DMR mobiles.
Okay. Uber Geek says he thinks it's a 6550.
I want to get a Moto, but I don't want to deal with all the complexities of having it, like the software and all that stuff.
Brother, I'm telling you, the software, besides the Windows XP piece, is once you play with it a little bit, it smells like DMR. There's a few P25 things to deal with, and with Motorola and Johnson, you also have some stupid licensing garbage you have to deal with in keys, which you don't have with any of these other ham for real radios. But it is what it is. And if you get one, you got to make sure that it's open on the ham bands, because the thing with buying a lot of these Motos or these Johnsons, especially in the P25 area, is that these things are banded.
They're 900 megahertz, right? A lot of them are.
Yeah, you can get them 900, 800, because like around here we used 800 public safety radios when I was in the fire department, and then these are, one of those is UHF and one is VHF. But again, you got to make sure it's banded for ham bands, because a lot of them are not. They'll be in UHF public safety is real common on those Motorolas above 440.
So Swede, he's got a setup over here, right?
Swede sent us a good picture. He's got a scanner.
What kind of scanner is that? I mean, I see it's a Uniden, but
that's the same one I think I got. That's a 780 XLT. It looks like
it is a 9-to-1. This is going to be my. We'll get to the Toroid in a minute, but I think it's a 9-to-1. He's rolling there.
And then that Kenwood. I don't know what Kenwood that is.
480.
Okay.
Or is that a? What is
this? Looks like it's the digital. It's the digital dual band or UHF VHF radio.
Yeah, I thought
it was. Got APRS enabled on there.
Yeah. Is he still in the chat? Swede, what is that radio? We need the 411.
And so this is the trunk tracker too. So that Uniden looks like it's. I'm sure it's P25.
Yeah. So if that's the one that I have, it will do. It does not do P25. It does. I believe that's the same one I have, which is sitting right here. It does. I think it does the Motorola trunking, and it does the.
He says it's a 780.
Johnson LTR. Yeah, that's the same one I got.
It's analog only 780. We just moved to the next picture.
It does trunking. It does trunking, but it's analog trunking.
The Kenwood's a D700. He said.
Okay.
And then what is this LGG he's got there on the end? What tuner is that?
That's the Z100 Plus.
Look at that. But see, this is like when I tell people, if they're like, "Hey, I want to get an inexpensive radio HT," that FT70D I think is one of the best.
It is. It's a good price,
and I think it's one of the easiest to program too from the front.
Yeah, we've awakened the thump. Morning thump.
Thump's awake.
It is easy to program from the front. It sounds fantastic.
Yep.
The quality of it is fantastic. It's got a super head receiver on it.
I look at it as the battery.
Yeah, I look at it. Yeah, the battery's a problem.
Battery
I look
sucks.
at it as having what is it called? System Fusion as a bonus, right? Because I got that radio to replace my FT60 because as just a regular carry around HT.
It's a little lighter than the 60.
Yeah,
it's a great little radio.
It's a good, it is a good size on it because you can almost stick it in a pocket.
And you know what, the battery lasts from anything I do, so I was never worried with the battery. And I think they got better also. Didn't you do a thing on charging that one, Abe?
I did. So I just spun up a barrel jack pigtail that you can charge off a 12 volt on it.
The problem with that one. And the 3 to 2, the 5. Well, I don't know about the 5, but I'm sure it's the same way. Unless you buy the cradle, which they used to come with on the 60s.
Right.
Charge. It takes forever to charge them. That's a slow charge.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Sweet, if you're here, what is
time.
it? That looks like a 9-to-1. Now, I can't identify that Toroid. Given its rounded edges, I want to say it's a 114, but it looks a little bit big for that. So I don't know if that's a Swederoid or what we're looking at there, but it looks like I said, a 9-to-1 on there. Tell us.
Yeah, he's in the chat. I see I see him talking with Coastal right now.
And then he's got the Anytone, like very
Yep.
popular radios we're seeing. And then what is that in the middle? It says Baofeng. I'm not sure. Is that the
I think
3?
is that a
the
fake fang?
Swede Fang? I don't know what that is.
And then
He
what are
says it's
these
on a
over here?
He says it's on a 240-43. I don't know what kind of rounded ass 240 you get like that. But
It's an EU one.
right, had to go through customs.
I can go through custom.
He says it's wrongly wound 9-1.
But then we have these
close.
Baofangs on the end look like 888s that he's got set up for PMR.
What is PMR?
That is their version of like FRS.
Okay. It sounded familiar, but I couldn't place it.
The middle one's a Baofeng UV3 Plus. I never got one of those. And they're 888s.
Michael,
This is the unlucky ham.
I don't know if he's in the chat this morning.
You know, and I thought I was drinking for a minute because I'm seeing double here, but he's got 270s, right?
I think he's a Yaesu guy. I'm just going to go out on a limb here.
And then there's a 3 and a 5, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, the 5 with the orange.
Solid choices right there. I like Yaesu HTs if I haven't made it obvious enough. Like I think that they really good feature-rich functional HTs at a really good price.
They are, and they don't sound terrible, honestly. I'm going to say it straight up, and I know you like DMR. Dang it, Fusion is a whole lot easier to use and program than DMR or D-Star by far.
This is the
Fusion is
the
stupid
VX3.
easy.
I think this is what that Baofeng that Swede had was going to replace. This little teeny Yaesu radio.
How do I make you big?
You got to hit the, I don't know, like where the 3 dots are on me or something. You go to full screen.
Oh, there we go. So low. Okay.
Oh,
It's all
go
you.
back.
This is the VX3. I like this little HT a lot.
Now, is that Fusion or just FM?
No, just FM. It does have an AM receiver, I believe. This is a piece of heat shrink. So
I was like, look at that fancy antenna he's got. Is he part of the SWAT team? What is that? That
dude,
light
just
up?
there. Oh, here we go. Thump is saying the FT3DR sounds like crap. Yeah, it does, especially when you can 70. So I think it's the speaker that they're using on there is just not a good speaker.
Mine sounds fine, but it's not what is loud. Maybe I don't know. I've never had a problem with it. I've also heard that you take the little rubber thing off the side and it's louder.
Then you lose your waterproofing, though.
Right.
Yeah, I don't take mine out in the water anyhow.
This is the church key mod he's getting ready to do on the on the Radio Oddity. I did a video on these. These are FRS radios, and of all the FRS radios that I've messed with, I like these the most. Now, the ones that I got were early versions, and it had some of the frequencies incorrect, so I had to fix that with the software. But
What is the church key mod? Or are you just being?
I'm just joking. I think he's got it in there. That's what we call. That's what we call that a church key. I think that's general. The bottle opener.
Okay. I called that a bottle opener, but
You don't call those church keys.
I never heard that.
How about that?
This is Uber's. Son, you got your lotion in the picture.
He
Okay.
puts the lotion on the moto. But look at these. Got the ICOM dash mounted.
That's fancy. That's fancy. There ain't no picture of my truck in here for this very reason, because y'all be judging me.
Liberty saying he's heard a church key. Don hasn't.
I've never heard of it.
But I'm not sure what he's got more of, radios or vapes in the car. You know what I mean? Like,
So that's a 2500. That is similar to mine. That's a model down. I don't know what the differences are. And what is that? Is that ICOM he's got there? What is that? A 7000? I think.
I was thinking it was 7,000, but I don't know.
With
It
the
looks
color
cool.
screen.
That's cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. This is a man who's into radio. And if you knew what kind of weird moto collection he has, good Lord, you'd agree. This is old Liberty Cave right here.
Well, you got some stuff there.
So there's our Anytone in the back corner. Is that the same model? Is that an
That's got the
878?
blue top, so I believe that is the 878 Plus or the Pro Plus 3.
Okay.
That's a nice radio. And then he's got a Retivus next to it. I think that's the 82, but I could be wrong about that. It's a DMR radio.
Yeah, I've got a 52, which I didn't post a picture of. That looks close, but I think that might be a model up from mine, so that might be the 82.
And I think he's got another one, 2 radios over, but in the middle is in. So that is the 3, right? That's the 3.
Negative, Batman. That's a 4X.
Again, I've got to get my glasses. Let me get my splaining glasses on.
Liberty, you're in there. What is your Retivus? What are those Retivuses? Retivi. What are your Retivi? Retivi. And your Radiati.
That's the Radioddity DMR radio, the 77. I think it's a 77.
Oh, the GD? The GD 77?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
So that is the spiritual brother to the Baofeng 1801.
And he's got those Garmin GPS things out there. They're pretty slick. I don't know what that pink camo thing is. Looks like a Midland. He was talking about that in the he's saying it's a GM30. So they're his DMR radios. Not DMR. Okay. GMRS.
GMRS.
Oh, and he's saying the Radiooddity's GMRS too. Damn, we got these all wrong.
Well, they sure look like DMR.
I'm sure they're all the same. They've just put a resistor in a different spot.
Right. That's quite a collection there. What's this one in the front? Is that? Oh, that's a Garmin.
Yeah, there's 2 Garmins there.
So is that the same as the yellow ones in the back? Rhino? Is that what that is?
Well, they're Garmins as well.
Yeah. Huh.
And that's
here we go. Garmin Rhinos.
The dirty camo is what he's calling it. Dirty camo.
Dirty camo.
Greg's saying it's a Hello Kitty HT.
That's kind of what I was thinking. That's for his grandkids when they come over. Be what my daughter would want. I want the pink one, Dad. Okay.
That's the GD77.
This is Ron, N8 Whiskey Charlie Romeo Walensky. Wonder what all have we got. So
look at the 746 he's got in the background. That's pretty slick.
Yeah. I had a 746 Pro. It weighs, a couple of pounds. It's a heavy booger. It was a decent radio.
The Baofeng is going to probably be a GMRS radio, right? With that, because he's got his GMRS call sign taped on there.
Right.
I see how I use that figuring. And then we got ourselves a Baofeng over there, UV5R678, something like that, 9 maybe. That's a waterproof one if I remember correctly.
And then the Vertex. I don't know what the Vertex is.
I don't either.
I don't know if it's since it's not got a display at all. I'm going to guess that's an FRS radio, probably. No display, and so it's going to be channelized or MERS.
Yeah, I don't. It beats me.
Oh my Lord, what is this?
That side boom added again. Look at all the stuff he's got. He's got the old scope in there. I don't even know what that is above. It looks like some kind of power supply. It's probably a linear power supply.
Yeah. Volts and amps.
And then above that, he's got a 7300.
And a dummy load, a Carlos Felix Ortiz dummy load watt meter.
Yeah, maybe that's an amp that he's got down there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is Chuck beeping away, Thumb.
Yeah, I'm playing with my.
And then that looks like
3D.
You're making me seasick with all the in and outs.
That's a Kenwood radio of some sort.
Oh, I've got that radio. Someplace. Right there.
And then down here, look at that fine collection of HTs.
It's all motos, right? He's got a scanner. He's got a unit and scanner in the background.
Yeah. Sideboom has an inordinate amount of love for Motorola radios. He's my moto contact. When I got a moto question, I hit him up.
He goes overboard, that guy. Like, he posted a picture of his CB's collection. Like, this was a couple years ago, and I was like, what?
CDs?
CBs.
CBs.
And
Charlie Bravos.
It was stacks and stacks. I don't even know what I'm looking at here.
Yeah, I don't know. And he didn't. Side boom, you got to tell us. You got to give us a little more 411 there. Liberty Cave is trying to stir. See, Liberty's trying to stir up some stuff about need to have a flashlight on your HT. Yes or no?
I keep a flashlight on my hip. Thank you very much. I
Right,
don't need
same
one
here.
on the HT.
I want my H to T and my flash to light, and they're not the same.
Right.
Yeah, so that's quite a collection of moto gear there. This is Greg's.
Love it.
This is old school.
It looks like
This
there's
is
a
your
little bit of
70s
that- well,
radio here.
It
Look
looks
at
like
that.
it's been in an accident though. A little damage on the
what's on the
front
bottom there?
fender.
Huh.
Looks like the soldering iron got a hit on it.
Or a bullet graze. So I'm going to assume that's a 2-meter HT, Greg, something like that.
Well, what is the name? It's the 2AT. I would
This
say
2AT.
that's 2 meter, but that's cool. I love seeing old stuff like that.
Look at that rascal. That's sharp looking. And that's now somebody was sassing about my Motorola's. That's a 70s radio there, 60s or 70s.
70s.
Sassing about my Motorola's, and that is it. That is all the radios we got.
That's
tell you
that's
the-
from before you could get radiation poison from that thing.
Right.
I'll have
Maybe
to say
like
one thing about my
1,000
little
watts.
Yaesus. Those things go dead.
So Greg saying it has no CTSS tones, and a lot of the earlier radios didn't. And one of the best stories I've ever heard in ham radio was from our friend Don Izzo at Smoke Signals RF. He was telling me that he was at a club meeting. This is way back, like in the 80s. And they were debating putting a PL tone on their club repeater because they wanted to keep up with the times and put a thing on there and reduce interference or whatever. And it caused a huge problem because there was a lot of guys that had equipment that could not do PL tones because it was so commonplace for that. And he said the fight actually broke out. A fight broke out in the parking
Man.
lot over PL. Because you put a PL in that, I'm going to punch you in the mouth.
I'm gonna
Like,
punch you out.
Can you imagine you getting that worked
That's
out?
like Liberty and his flashlight smack talk out there. Who knew that PL tones were political? Man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they folks get worked up.
Yeah, Marvin, I carry a flashlight, not a flushlight. I mean, I could use it for a flashlight, but I don't generally need a light when I flush.
But they're talking about this new ICOM that has come out too. It's $200 and whatever bucks, $260, and it's just 2 meter only. The T10, the ICOM T10.
T10.
Those things get expensive, right? Let's see if I can.
I'm working on it.
$200 just for 2 meter?
Oh, it says it's dual band. Let me share it real quick.
You got it? Okay.
I would say that'd
Share
be pretty
screen,
expensive for just
share
2 meter.
window, share.
Well, and now this will start a holy war.
Can you share it and then?
Oh, I thought you were going to share it.
It is. You just got to. There you go.
Okay. All right.
So this says
Can you
UHF
big in that?
dual band. I didn't know it was dual band. I'm going to order it. Not in stock.
Not in stock.
$259. You know, it's single VFO, right? So you don't have the dual VFOs in there.
It's pretty
Right.
expensive, right? I mean,
So
what's special about it?
This is the holy war.
Mill
If you're
810G.
spending
whatever
if you're
that
spending more than $60 or $70, you better have digital in it. And $200 for a non-digital radio is
$260.
I'm sure
whatever,
it's
it's-
sweet and I'm sure it's good quality, but this is what people get upset about ICOM for. You know, this right here is $250.
$259 for an FM HT. Whoopie doo.
Wow.
I mean, I know I'm sure it's a better radio than a Fang. I'm going to say that before Don jumps on me for, intimating.
What's
that
the
is-
Yaesu 70 cost? Because that's digital too.
An FT70 is $169, $179, something like that. Why in the heck, which is not what I wanted to say, would I buy a $259 FM only radio when I can get a
I haven't
digital
looked
one
at
for
it
less
enough
than
to
that?
know why it's worth it, so I'm not going to comment.
Well, probably no. An ICOM, it doesn't even come with a charger.
It's right here. It's a rapid charger right there.
Oh, it
rapid
does.
charger.
Okay. Oh, it's a rapid charger.
That's why it's
so expensive.
$259.
That's
in those.
it. It charges
doesn't come-
faster.
Doesn't come with an
Is that that the one they just brought out for Dayton?
They released it a couple months ago, if I remember correctly.
I saw something. Maybe that was there was something posted on amp and a.
I kind of like this radio, but I'm not spending that much money.
It's a beautiful radio. I'd love to have one, but that is breathtaking.
You know, what's a 5 cost though? I mean, it's like
a 5 is
like
$400.
Oh, $400. Oh, wow.
Right now, normal price is $459, and I think DX has got it for $399, and I think Gigaparts did too.
Look at this. I didn't know you could still buy these new. I thought.
Oh wow,
that's tempting.
Tribander. Now I'd probably be more tempted for that for $249 than
or your heavy duty tri-band ultra compact.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say, just get Fang. Just get Fang.
Looks tiny.
I think this has a doohickey that you plug in on the top though. They give you APRS, right?
I don't know.
I don't have any idea.
That's probably the doohickey has probably been. Here's your 70 for 174. I got mine for like 124 before the craziness started.
I think mine was 149.
That seems what I paid for mine.
The 60 and that were like 149 for years.
60 is awesome radio.
I grabbed that more than anything.
I would, if I was going to buy a straight up 2-meter handheld that was not a Fang, that's a good price.
Look at this. The 5DR is $379.
And that has APRS.
I wish I didn't see that just now.
It's awesome. It's a
I think that's what
radio.
I paid for my. I think that's what I paid for my 3. It was like
and the
cheaper
sound
than
on
the
it
2.
Is way better than a 70. Holy moly, is it better than a 70?
Oh really? Because
buttery smooth.
Everybody talks down about the 3 when that's basically the same radio.
I never had a 3. I'm comparing it to a 70. I thought it sounded way better.
It's the 70 they were talking down now.
Well, yeah, probably, because I think the difference is that, like Ape was talking about earlier, the 70's probably got a smaller speaker, I'm sure.
All right, everybody, all the haters. What about Kenwood, the THK20A?
$150
for just a single bander. Where the haters at?
I'm a hate on it.
Right, I want to take hating to a new level.
I mean, I'm sure it's a great radio again, but it's like, man,
that's its sale price. That's a sale price, son. Normally $175.
To me, it's amazing at the price range on HTs. Wow. And I'm talking top vendor HTs. We'll forget the Fangs and the Retivuses for now, but what they're selling just straight analog FM radios for.
We got a 1.2 gigahertz up in here. Look at that. A Linko DJ G7T tri-bander, 240.
23 centimeters.
We like DX engineering, and we've had Tim Duffy on the phone on the show, and we like him. We're not overly fanboy of DX engineering. It's just that they have the best website for this kind of thing.
They really do.
When you go to Gigaparts, you can't find a damn thing. Same thing with HRO. So.
HRO is worse. HRO won't show you anything. You have to know what you're looking for.
Well, and you got to type it in just right.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I think HRO is better than they were like 5 years ago, though. Still not the easiest site to navigate to me.
MTC and RNL are okay for being smaller companies. I like them better than HRO. HRO, like Ape said, you got to know exactly what to type to find anything. They don't generally have it set up where you can browse anything, which I think kind of sucks.
Do we have some? It looks like somebody was talking to Chris. 2E0 UKH. Oh no! It's Simon. He's saying no hate, but Yaesu have all the bases covered except full frontal duplex, which somebody needs to jump on.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I really like Yaesu HTs because I feel like they have a fantastic quality. They have really good options and features, and they're priced right. Huge fan. You can go all the way from like a $75, nice dual bander all the way up to their $400 flagship model. And there's so much variation in ground cover there. I'm not trying to sound like Chuck, but I really do like HTs.
I like all radios, man.
I just haven't met a radio I don't like. But
I kind of wish Kenwood would kind of get back in, because Kenwood has their 590. And then they jump to their like super expensive radios. They have, I don't think they have anything in between now.
Well, that's why when I had the chance to buy the D74 from that guy, I was like, "Yeah, I want it." 'Cause I think they were just out of production.
1 or 2 HTs now.
That you have?
My first radio was a TS430S, which was great radio for. There's a ton of those things out there.
Kenwood makes some very solid gear, very good gear.
Well, the thing is like, so Kenwood's a business, right? And you got to kind of look at it like that. And they're making money. They're still in the public service, I guess is what you
That's
call it,
where
radio,
they make their money.
radio business.
Yep.
But also car audio and home audio is their bread and butter. They don't need to be in the ham space, which is sad. I wish they were, but
right.
I really, and their HF radios are fantastic.
Yeah, we had in the fire department. We all had Kenwoods.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
for a while.
that's common though, right?
Yeah, everybody has around here. Everybody's got a Kenwood. I think the last model was the TK 3380 or something like that.
Yeah,
and it was built like a tank. Well, the fire departments are kind of split. We had analog was our primary stuff, and then we had Harris IP 5400s that were on the 800 side, the trunk side. But each department only had a limited number of
guys
those.
Are using the GJ7T. That sounds like an Alinco radio, but I've got no idea what that is.
When we went to 900 trunking, we went with we went in with the county on dispatching. Mm-hmm. So we went all Motorola's, and they're the bright green ones, which is kind of good because it's out there. And people used to, what was it? It was the 70. People hate the 70 because you have to push 2 buttons to do the volume or something.
Yes, hate it.
I would almost love that in the fire service because you put those radios in your coat pocket, and next thing you know, it's turned down or turned up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like. And I could do both.
I get you, but the thing is that most hams that I know are not running into burning buildings with their 70D.
Yeah, I guess to just look at it a different way. But I can take my 70D and I can do it with one hand. It's not that hard.
I can do it with one hand too, but it's I normally have to use 2 hands when I do stuff like that. But for whatever reason, that task I can do one handed.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to try that because I don't. This hand just holds my wedding ring and my watch. Other than that, it doesn't really do much. I can wave it. I can move it around and things, but it's.
Are you a lefty there, James?
Negative, Batman. Right.
Yeah, he says the DJ7G.
I tried to find that.
He had it wrong. It's DJ-G7T is in the Alinco.
All right, let me look that up.
And Forget Your Life is saying the ICOM T10 is 239 at HRO. So there you go.
Oh, here we go. Okay, well, that's on DX Engineering there, Apester. If you still got that page up.
How much is the, I want to know how much the 5D is at HRO?
It was $399.
It was cheaper at DX Engineering. $379.
$379?
Yeah.
It does pay to look around sometimes because I was looking at an antenna the other day that it was $50 cheaper at HRO than any place else.
Let's see.
$379. Forget Your Life says. I don't know what he's.
Yeah, it's $379 at HRO.
Well, then that's probably the price at Giga because I think they're doing the same sale. It's probably a map. They're
having an $80 Dayton Hamvention 2022 coupon. That is
I tell you, when I went to Dayton the last time, I bought my 991 there, and I went with DX Engineering because they were giving $50 off on a sale. Nobody really had radios discounted that weekend for some reason, but they got me back on the tax because they started charging the tax that weekend.
That's how they get you.
Some of the other places didn't charge tax, but it was actually still cheaper.
He was saying that's the one that they're using for the birds these days. Waterproof.
Where is the?
He said tri-band. Is that the one that was 1.2 gigahertz?
I was trying to find I guess I got a.
Oh, Don. I'm telling you, Don. I was telling you to take a look at R now.
Tri-band, 2 meters 70. Yeah, this is the 1.2. 5 watt, over 1,000 memories, waterproof, lithium ion.
Hey,
So that's
Tiny
kinda-
SA's on sale for $59.95.
If y'all don't have one, you should grab one. That's a great gadget to have.
I don't know.
Cellular blocked.
What?
Block cellular on this radio. Full duplex receive.
I had to go to this bag for my HTs, man. It's like fishing bag that I was up at Big Five Sporting Goods, and somebody had stolen the innards out of it. So I went to the manager and said, "Hey, I don't want the innards. I'll buy that off you really cheap."
Well, that's interesting.
She sold it to me cheap.
That says simultaneous full duplex operation. Doesn't say full frontal duplex, but you know.
I'm not seeing a Yaesu 5DR at R&L Electronics.
Their
I got
website's
mine
a little
from
tough
Gigaparts.
sometimes,
It could be that I'm just a dipshit. Oh, didn't mean to say that.
Dipstick. Dipstick.
Yeah.
Swear jar. 5D. Gigaparts has it for $379. Yeah, same radio. Same price.
Or he's got added to the cart for the price.
Really?
Oh,
Oh, $429.
where's that? R&L?
R&L.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're a lot of times they're
$50,
cheaper.
$50 cheaper at the big boys.
That guy's always at. He's always at Dayton too. Yeah, they got a booth.
Well, he's close to Dayton somewhere. I mean, he's
Right.
in Ohio. I don't know how close he is, but
So
Yeah.
what are we looking at here? Is this Gigaparts?
this Gigaparts.
So,
So I-
go down and look. It's what's interesting here is that HRO has an $80 Hamvention discount, and they're saying that their regular price is $399.95, and then $20 instant rebate. HRO is saying $80. They're taking it down from $479
Yeah.
to $399 with the Dayton $80 discount, which seems to be the regular discount.
I smell greasy marketing garbage right there.
Somebody needs to atone that walk of shame.
Yeah. Because that 479 is probably MSRP on this thing. I think
Right.
they've got
But
some
that's
open
used
boxes
price.
too.
That's a used price, son.
That one is. This is.
So like, right, look at this. So here's where I don't understand these people. And when I say these people, I'm talking specifically about Gigaparts. Used in open box from $429.29, but the regular price for this thing new, scroll down,
Oh,
the regular price is $399. So what you're saying to me, son, is that I actually got to pay $30 more to get a used one than the regular price on a new.
yeah. I don't understand them sometimes. And I've bought a couple things from them used. I don't remember what it was, and I got, I don't know, 40 or 50 bucks off of something.
They're all hopped up on something down there.
But I also ordered something from them used in their open box, and they'd actually sold it. But the guy emailed me and said, "Hey, we sold that, but I'm going to send you a new one for the same price." And I was like, "Aces."
Hey, what's the size of battery of that thing?
I think it's like a 7.4 volt.
No.
He's talking about
how many milliamperes? How many amperes?
How many mass?
I don't know.
Wake me up when you find it. We're not in any hurry. Over here.
Son, you're welcome to share this on your page and
Check
read
on
all
the
this.
features. See what the
Check on the
features
features.
tab
Well, I was
says.
in the specifications.
I swear.
That's where I'd put it at.
Well,
Well,
that's
that's
why
where
I
you
like.
was wrong.
That's why I
Well, do
like
you
DX engineering for this part.
Do you see it on here? You see it on here? I don't see it on here.
That means it's small. They're trying to hide it.
It's tiny.
Tiny.
Nico says he got an
2500.
icon box in the mail. Opened it up last night, but it's not going through it yet. How in the world you get an icon box and not go through it yet? That's what I don't understand. That would have been the first thing I would have
First thing
done.
I would have done. Wife said
200
dinner's ready.
milliamp,
I'll be like, I'll be there in a
2.2.
minute. Just hold your water, woman.
Right, I'll be like, I got an Icon box. Think I'm coming in there. That's a nice looking umbrella.
It was a 2.2 2,200 milliamps.
2,200 milliamp.
That's about
Yeah.
average.
So,
There
so
it is.
just remember that if you happen to enter any contest. Just saying.
Oh, is that? I hear you, Charles. I hear you. You ain't.
Just saying. Can you guys hear that?
Oh, here we go. Main Trainee
hair
company's
dryer in
got
the
it for
background.
$366.
What?
Snap. Then you need to go buy it because they will not charge you tax.
MTC is going to be sold out of these things by the end of the day, I would
Is that
imagine.
the cheapest one?
For $366, yes, and they don't charge tax and they don't charge shipping. So,
That was for the 5? I don't need another one, man.
I don't either.
but I know someone who's about ready to pull the trigger on one right there. That guy. He's like, I don't need it, but I love me some Yaesu handhelds.
You go to their website, Main Trading Company, like Texas-sized ham radio. Look at this. They got the
Share it out there, buddy.
FT4X. The FT4X for $59.95.
And I believe somebody, and it might have been them, if you spent a couple $300, they'd sell you a 4X for like $10 or something. One of them was doing it. I don't know if they still are.
They have a big contest. Are they still for sale?
I don't know. I know they were.
They
for
were
a while.
selling. They were selling. I don't know if they still are or not.
Share your screen there, Smoking Ape. What you looking at?
All right, hold on a second here. Let me share screen. Winder, Texas-sized ham radio. You got it?
Or your tab. One of the two.
So when I take a look at this, here's a whole mystery
go that
box.
one.
If I order something, I'll probably get that mystery box. Here we go. Yaesu deals. FT5DR 366. 169 for the 70. Look at this, Chuck. 991A for 1159.
No, that's too much. Somebody else had it for 1,000. It's cheaper than
I've seen it a little cheaper elsewhere.
1,099. I think at HRO. It's cheaper than a 7,300 right now.
The
Two radios in
FTDX
one.
101 at D is at WOW price.
Well, what is WOW price? Check it out.
I don't know, but look at this FTM 6000s too.
You need that magic mouse. Like,
Here you go. Here's the WOW price, $3,099.
Oh, that's a 101D. I thought you said 10. That's expensive. I mean, what's that antenna cost right there? What's
Here's
that?
the 10 is $1,355.
I think that's high too, isn't it?
See, what sucks is I can't click on any of these deals here and take me to the deal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Look at this. It's even $1 cheaper. $365.99. Ships on 5/27/22.
How much was that? 10?
$3,099.
No, the 10.
Hmm.
Never mind.
All right, what do we got to do here? Are we wrapping this show up?
I think we're about ready to wrap it up. Do you boys have any questions in the chat? I haven't been keeping up with the chat in the last few minutes. So, well, yes, Don, they charge you tax because you live in Texas. Texas.
Uber Geek wants to do a Motorola show. Maybe that is something you can pencil him in for there, James.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as we don't do it from his truck, I need him to straighten that up first. Just saying.
I guess Joe Brett still didn't have his shirt on, huh? He never came in.
Joe Brett talks smack and then disappears. I think Mrs. Joe Brett won't let him do that.
He might still be getting cleaned up. He could have just.
Could be. I don't know.
He could be out back with the bar soap and the
Someone
hose.
says Don says they may have a used 101. You have to watch those 101s because the 101s can be one of like 3 different models now. I'm not talking about the MP. The MP comes with extra stuff, right? Plus 200 watts. But there's certain options that you can get in the 101s, and I guess and the FTDX10 that has to be done at Yaesu. And when you look at that, sometimes there are difference in prices, and I haven't looked into them enough to find out what the letter designation means. So you have to be. Sometimes you'll look at a 101 and one will be a lot more expensive than the next.
Well, yeah, because there's one is a 101D and the other's a 101 MP, and the MP is
okay,
like
Jim,
$2,000 more.
I just explained that.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
Plasma saying
I'm talking just the D. Just
Plasma,
the
get
D
a link
can be
for
different
that,
prices.
Son, giant mystery size box, $59 for a big dating sale. Richard is doing a special mystery box.
Yeah,
So Richard, is
used to
that
do
Main
those
Trading
mystery boxes.
Company or is that?
That's main trading.
Yeah, I think it was. You went by it.
Well, when I was on the home, they only had a $10 mystery box.
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, here we go. Richard's giant mystery bargain box includes a new radio. Probably a Fang, TYT or something.
I saw that yesterday. Yeah, it's going to be a Fang, I'm sure.
See, I'm not going to spend $59 to get a TYT radio. I would do a $59 mystery box if it had some other stuff in there, but
You guys that live in Woodbridge, near Woodbridge, Virginia, HRO has a FTDX10 for $1,200.
Which is a pretty good price on that, right?
better go on down there and get after it.
It's used, but
What is the new price on the 10? Like 15, 1800?
they're on sale
like
$1,359.
Okay. All right, y'all. Well, listen, guys, appreciate it. Glad you
thank
stopped
you,
by.
everybody.
Had a great time. We talked smack about Joe Brett. We gave Don some grief.
Yep.
And I think it's been a good day. It's been a good day.
Starting off right anyway.
That's right. That's right. We will see you fellas tomorrow morning. Same time,
See
same
everybody.
channel.
Yeah,
I
take
won't be
care,
here
guys.
tomorrow, though. Sorry, guys.
Oh, no Chuck.
No Chuck.
No Chuck tomorrow.
All right, well, I got you on here. We're still live. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop the link for tomorrow's show. And then
Drop it like it's hot.
Oh, there. Drop it.
that way. That way, that part's done. We're still live, son. Did you hit the end button?
I thought you were fixing to drop some knowledge in the chat. Is what I
No,
thought you-
no.
Okay,
still
yeah,
do
we're
that.
still. I'm glad he didn't say anything bad.
I know.
Hitting the
son.
button
Swear
right
words.
now. Y'all have a great day.